And I was in it, you know, I was in it for 3 years, every day, all day. You know, what I saw is like, there's no reason why my family shouldn't help with this, you know? And there's like just a lot of shit that went on, and I just let it get worse and worse and worse. And instead of being a man and stepping up and saying, I wasn't able to, you know, I wasn't able to. I have a history of self-medicating and, you know, pushing my problems off, you know, and just all the different things going wrong. I was recommended to work with a YMCA therapist after through child services getting involved in my life. You know, I was a person that was involved in my children's lives. I was a parent that enriched their children's lives. I was able to do anything, you know, a parent under normal circumstances would do, and all that sort of got taken away from me based on some, you know, pretty particular and unfortunate circumstances that I did, you know, get myself into. And I spent the better part of 2 years in a state where I was just progressively making my situation worse because I didn't have anybody to advocate for me. I didn't have anybody to listen. And when you have to see your children all of a sudden with the supervision of family, and then it gets lower to a lower point of privileges where you have to see where you can only see your children with state supervision from, you know, DCPP, and then things continue to go wrong and nobody's listening to you to the point where things were so low where I can only have visitation with a therapist present. It was really those therapists that made the turnaround for me, because I was in a position to actually have my concerns, it became to a place where I was put in the hands of people that cared enough to actually not only take my situation into consideration, but also work with my personality at the time, which was definitely not easy. It was not an easy thing to work with who I was as a person at that time. And the YMCA Therapeutic Service Division went above and beyond to understand me and support me, and really just work with a person that was very adversarial, you know, very confrontational, very, very stubborn, based on what I was doing to myself. And they really just gave it their all every time. Like, you know, they were, you know, it was almost like I felt like people that loved me. One profound thing that happened to me was recently, and it was because I was able to get my children back in my life, and my older son said to me, during an unsupervised visit after I had after things came to a level where I was able to see my children again on my own, my 13-year-old son said to me, he said, Dad, I'm really proud of you. It's coming from a 13-year-old boy, you know? And I said, what makes you say that? And he said, you got through what you got through all by yourself, you know? And what he meant was I did it without any family members helping me, you know? And I said to him, Brian, I didn't do it all by myself. I had really caring professional people that helped me along the way, because a person couldn't have done by themselves what I had to do to get my life turned the right way.